Now that we've locked those curve lengths, we can select their endpoints and shape the start curve so that they're not in the character's face. So that I don't select anything accidentally, I'm going to go ahead and reference the scalp layer. And I'll also reference the head layer so we can see it. I'll tumble around and select all the hairs that are in the character's face. Now I'll need to do this in 2 passes, one for left and one for right. So I want to deselect all the curves on one side, holding down Control. And then with those curves selected, I can convert that selection to endpoints. Go back up into the End Hair menu and choose Convert Selection to Start Curve End CVs. So this means the CVs at the very end of the start curves, the control vertices at the end. Click on that, and now they're selected. And I can use any of the transform tools, move, rotate, and scale. What I want to do here is move these upward. And as you can see here, we're moving the entire curve, not just the endpoints. And that's why we needed to lock the curve length, so we could do this. Okay, and just move those over. Get those out of the way. Probably move them back a bit as well. If you need to, you can scale as well. So once I get those stretched out there, maybe I can use the scale tool. You can see I can stretch them out if I want. Even better, I can even use soft selection. So I'll undo that with the Z key and turn on soft selection with the B key. And I can hold down B and adjust the soft selection fall off radius. And this is maybe another alternate way of kind of spreading those out. All right, that's cool. Press the B key again and just make sure these are stretched out. Okay, cool. Then I'll do the other side. Select these hairs over here, tumble around, and once again go to End Hair, Convert Selection to Start Curve End CVs, and then move them over. And it's important that the start curves should not intersect with any collision object, because if they did, then your collisions are going to be problematic. So we need to make sure that these lines don't touch the character head. What we're going to do is just drop them and then reset the start position from current like we did before. Okay, so once those are stretched out pretty good, then we can go ahead and turn the strokes back on so we can see what happens. Rewind to frame 1 and then press play. And we can see the hairs drop. The start curves stay where they were because they're start curves. And you can see the hair then falls back into the character's face, but we can fix that. Rewind, select the strokes, go back into the attribute editor, Control A, go to the hair system shape. And you want to go into the collisions section and turn up the stickiness. Just crank that up all the way to 2. And that way, once those strokes hit something, in other words, when they touch the character's face, then they will stick there. Press play and let that go through. All right, and then once that's settled down, then we can set the start position from current. So with the strokes still selected, go back up into End Hair and choose Set Start Position from Current. And now all the start curves assume the positions of the output curves on that frame. And when I rewind now, and now we've got a basic long hairstyle. And as you can see here, there are a couple of issues with the collisions near the scalp, but we could fix those if we went back into our dynamic properties and tweaked around in them a little bit more. Or if we had more follicles to begin with, we would probably have smaller clumps and therefore less problems with the collisions here. Okay, let me turn the eyeballs back on and hit the 6 key so we can actually see our character. And that looks all right. So this is how we can create a long hairstyle using the lock length feature and by manipulating the start curves and CVs.